Hi, my name is Kelsey Schneck, and today we are going to be talking about the positive and negative effects of iPads in the classroom. Children and adults daily use technology, so this would be beneficial for our children to use and learn more about technology. Using iPads in the classroom can enhance an education for a child, not only during class, but also after class and taking it home with them. As a future educator, I know that iPads can be a success in the classroom. There are many positive and negative effects of iPads in the classroom, but the first thing that we are going to be talking about are the positive effects that iPads have on the classroom. They're more portable than traditional textbooks because traditional textbooks are a lot heavier than a small iPad. And the iPad it allows the students to Google and research more information. So if you're learning a topic in class, they can Google more information than they already have in the textbook. They cause immediate educational experience because they're looking up that information right away and not taking it home and having to remember what the teacher told them to. It has improved communication for networking so they can learn how to network and use proper language and not use emojis or anything like that during their emails. They're also learning on their own time and in their own way, so we don't have to teach them how to use this technology because most of them already have that technologically advanced skill. And since they're forced to use this outside the classroom, it's going to help them in the future. There are about 5,400 educational apps on the iTunes store, and out of those 5,400 or so, there could be more, there are 1,000 plus free downloadable apps, so we're not paying for them. The school doesn't already have to pay for them. So it's good for the students to use these apps and get the most that they can out of them. We can also use ebooks, which are cheap or they can be inexpensive just depending on which ebook you're using, and it depends on the company. Now that we have covered the positive effects of iPads in the classroom, we are going to be talking about the negative effects that iPads have on the classroom or the drawbacks or concerns we're having. The first is we're talking about iPad cost, and that is about $600 or $700 per iPad, and that's per student because they're not sharing, so that is a lot of extra money that the district has to pay for this. And ebooks on iPads are sometimes expensive, and it really depends on which company has them because not all textbooks are ebooks. So you need to be careful and check with the company which textbooks are available as ebooks. And they're a potential distraction to students because if you're doing an assignment and you have them working on something on their iPad and you look over and they're on Facebook, but you need them to be on topic and get their homework done. That's a distraction that I'm sure all teachers have to deal with, whether they have cell phones or an iPad, but this is a main concern because you're not be able to monitor the iPads unless you have a computer that you can actually look at it on. Also, there's a lack of teacher training, so we need to be aware that we need to go to training and look over what needs to be done for our iPads and how we can use them effectively in our classroom and how to teach these students, if they don't already know, how to use the iPads. Also, we're not always learning beneficial material. They could be using an educational app or just an app in general, and they aren't using it properly the way that it was used for, or they're not using the correct materials to go along with their lesson. The quality of teachers has gone down because of this, because they're slacking off or just not doing it, and this is what happens when they're starting to cut the educational programs because iPads are taking over and online learning is happening. So they're cutting back programs and rifting teachers. And always coming out, the economy is always coming out with new and better technology. So we need to think about, do we have the old iPads? Then we're going to have to purchase the new iPads. And if these iPads are new, how much more did they cost us? Because some of them are reusable depending on how badly damaged, or if it's not damaged, the iPad is, because the iPad goes from their freshman year to their senior year, and they'll keep that until their senior year. So you just need to make sure you need to keep up on the care and treatment of it. But since new and better technology is always coming out, it's hard to stay on top of which iPad to get or which computer to get. To sum things up, we have covered the benefits and drawbacks and concerns of iPads in the classroom. So now it's up to the school to decide whether iPads are effective for teachers, students, and it's affordable for the district.